All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites at the Lions Den camp located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Coming back at you with another lesson, another camp session. But first and foremost, before we hop into this lesson, we would like to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, we want to say Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amaf. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to our elder as well, Aharawan, Banyasharala, and Shalom to you brothers and sisters pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity unto the end, man.
Nah, man. The water, brother, for the opener. Today's lesson is going to be about our Lord Yahweh Shah and who Yahweh Shah was sent unto, right? Because with the times that we're in the times of war, the times of signs, and the times that the Lord is being revealed. And within all these times, man, who should we call upon? Who should we bring our fortress to? Who should we pray to? Yahweh Shah. And who is he sent to? He's not sent to the whole world, but he's sent to those who were called, who was called to serve him. The people that's on this sign, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, not according to color, but according to bloodline.
Just like the brother Rakar was saying about how the Lord was a son to the whole world. He was only son to his people. What did he tell his disciples? He says, don't go unto the Samaritans, but go unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go to his people. So the Lord is for us.
God, man. So can somebody get the Romans 16?
This is Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
Contrary to the doctrine, man, and one main thing you could tell whether or not somebody's for the truth or without the truth is because of the doctrine. What names are they calling upon? Are they calling on Yahweh Shah, or are they calling on the BS name? And that's one big thing, man. That's how we discern whether or not that person's of the truth, of the faith, if they follow Yahweh Shah and Yahweh in truth and sincerity. So we mark those, man.
Contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them.
Avoid them, man, at all costs, because they say birds of a feather flock together. So if you're in camp with those who don't follow Yahweh Shah, like these individuals that want to do the unity camps, they calling on different names, man, there's no truth in them. That's why we mark and cause division among those who don't follow Yahweh Shah. Right? You keep going on that too.
Romans chapter 16, verse 18. For they that are such serve not our Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
God, man, they don't serve the Lord, but rather they're serving their own selves, serving the lies that's been told, man, and they hate the truth.
For their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches, deceive the hearts of the simple.
God, man, and that's what they're doing. And you see that with these false camp leaders like Nate, and then you have the people on this sign, right? Because these are the ones that call the Lord different names, right? And they follow after their own hearts, filling their own bellies, man, getting wealth, turning people away from the truth. It says in the scriptures, he deceiving many, roughly paraphrasing. You keep going. 19.
Verse 19. For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. I am glad therefore on your behalf, but yet I would have you wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil.
And wise which is good. So what is good? The truth. Right? Charity. Following the laws. That's which is good. Everything else outside of that is evil. If it's not for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, it's all evil. It's vain. It's no real purpose. You got it, bro.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, starting at verse 15. Starting whenever. Yeah. All right. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Inwardly ravening wolves, man. We see that because now they're getting exposed. You got these big main pastors they're getting exposed on how much money they make off of their congregation, saying they in the Jesus selling business. That's BS. Freely give, freely receive, man. You're not supposed to make filthy lucre off of the truth. Which is they don't serve the truth anyway, but they're still leading people astray. That's the simple being led astray, man, and not concerning the good, because they don't call him Yahushua, they call him that Greek name.
As a matter of fact, they call him that watered down Greek name. As a matter of fact, it ain't even true Greek.
And not only that, they make a merchandise on the souls of the people. They put a price tag on the souls of the people, because that's really when you turn somebody away, you're turning their spirit towards darkness. But you're using what your form of the light is, which is darkness. That's what's being described in Matthew chapter 6, because the eye is the light of the body. So what does they do? They take the eye, those people's eye away from the truth and have them focus on a lie. That they will not receive the love of the truth, which that's going to ultimately send them to damnation, because they have pleasure in unrighteousness. That's when your mind is sheared to believe in a lie. You start to have pleasure in unrighteousness, no matter what way form it is. Think about the whole people in the Christian church. If you think about it, the Christian church does kind of trying to sort of teach kind of moral values. That's why, pastors should be motivational speakers, not teachers of the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So now that's a sheep, all right? That's a wolf in sheep's clothing, just like how America is. They come in professing the democracy or wholesome values within the church, right? But within that, people believe, because they're teaching wholesome families, so-called values, that this is the way to the Most High, or this is the way to salvation, but it's the way to destruction, man. No matter how pleasant it may look, that's a true definition of wolves being in sheep clothing, man, because they're devouring the people off their ignorance.
Back at the book of Matthew, chapter 7, jumping down to verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Man. So every good tree is going to bring forth that good fruit. But that's not good. That's not a good tree that brings forth good fruit, man. That's an evil tree bringing forth corrupt fruit, right? Because the ones that good tree is what you see. What Yahushua set up, starting with the elders and apostles of GMS on down, and the ones that believe in Yahushua in truth and sincerity.
Right, and those are the trees that Yahweh Shem Yahushua warned Adam to avoid in the garden.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, and verse 1. It says, Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yeah, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfies not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. So, right, going into what the bishop said about how basically these pastors are supposed to be motivational speakers and not lords over the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When it's all said and done with, and the Lord said, basically it says, wherefore do you spend your money for that which is not bread? How people go into these churches, and they not getting fed with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Right, they going up in the churches expecting to eat manna, but they spending their money and they're not getting manna. They're getting false food. They're getting what is that devil? What is that shit called? That little cake called the devil's. Yeah, the devil, that's what they're getting. They're getting straight up deception, man. They're not getting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to turn to the Lord or how to get to the Lord. But they spending money for it. That's why the Lord's asking, why are you spending money for that which is not bread? You're going to be hungry right after you eat. You're not going to ever be satisfied in these churches, man. Or in these false camps, or in any of these false philosophies that claim to be of the universe, of the Most High, or whatever. If it's not about Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it's false, and ultimately it's going to lead you to destruction.
There's one main thing that all these religions profess, and that's unity. And the thing about it, true unity is being on one accord. Meaning everybody's believing, speaking, and understanding and knowing the same thing. But you have a lot of this false unity where everybody calling on different names, everybody got different beliefs, kind of sort of different, but just it it's confusion. And the Lord is not the author of confusion. But the main thing that underlying thing is unity. And there's no unity in these false religions, beliefs, and doctrines of man.
Right. When Yahushua was on the scene, show me one verse in the Bible where he was trying to unify anything. Lord wasn't trying to unify nothing. Lord came strictly on separation and division.
Yeah, Habakkuk 1:6. This is the backyard of, No, good. What's up, y'all? It'll come out when it's time.
That was the 1-6.
Yeah, that one had
Get
it.
it first.
All right. So you eating and not filled, drinking and not filled.
Nah, man. There's no rest for him. There's no rest in that. You got it?
This Haggai 1:6.
Haggai 1:6. Okay, Con. All right, Con.
Yeah, my bad. You talking to me?
Let him finish this one. You can. Until they get it.
Trying to find it.
I got 1-6.
It's back at Matthew chapter 7, verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire.
All right, man. Hewn down and cast into the fire because it's not of the Lord. Because the Lord's tree is going to be good fruit. Good fruit is meant to be what? Injustice. It's meant to bring forth more. Not the corrupt tree and not the corrupt fruit. It's not gonna. It's gonna be dead. It's not gonna be for the body.
When you think of fruit's supposed to bear seed.
Ceremony.
But look at Esau's fruit. It's fictitious, all right? It don't bear seed. You know, you can take that seed and plant it and it can make more fruit, like the brother said.
Like what they're doing with the foods exactly is what they're doing with the spirituality of the people. They don't want any more seeds to be planted in the earth to bring forth more good fruit. So they put out corrupt fruit all over there, everywhere, right, and force the people to eat. That's why the Lord said you shall eat your bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. That's twofold. We're going to eat this nasty food, right, and it's going to be a nasty philosophy floating around everywhere, man.
Add on. And that also go to show you the wickedness of America as well, because Russia right now they sentencing people to prison that's growing genetically modified foods, and President Putin is actually giving away land to farmers if they commit to growing natural food. So it just show you the wickedness of America, how they pollute and corrupt what the Lord gave us. Right?
And if people like for this to be the land of the so-called free, freedom in America would be straight anarchy. That's the only way you would have freedom in America, because all the bullshit that goes on and how much the government controls everything that goes on through their capitalism and their greed. I mean, if capitalism was really true, like the government wouldn't stop you from trying to form your own business, grow your own crops, do your own thing to bring forth more capital into the system. But they don't want that. They want it to be more of like a disguised capitalist society where it's more like communist. To where like not communist in a good way, because if you have the proper government in place, communism is not that bad because they're going to take care of the people, make sure the people got everything that they need. But see, America will have the people fighting amongst each other, right? While they're throwing little bones and scraps out there. You know how you throw scraps out, you see dogs and shit fighting over it and stuff like that. That's what the government does to the people here. So people don't really honestly want freedom in this society because they don't even know or understand what it is. All these people are escaping, try to come over here, talking about some freedom, and find out when they get here that American dream was really a nightmare. I got too.
All right. 1 Timothy 6:17, and I'm done.
To say something?
Yeah, you good. I'll give him time.
The Amish right now are going to court because they want to close the Amish farming down. They don't want them to be planting food.
And it's a YouTube channel called Wilderness Cooking. He like cook a lot of like organic stuff from like the earth, but it looked like he up in that region like Ukraine and Russia. He looked Russian.
Yeah.
And yes, this is back with the brother. I thought y'all was saying. I watched that YouTube channel a lot. Well, not a lot, but I watch it enough. And he cooks some unclean things, but for the most part, he cook a lot of things from the earth, own fruit, own vegetables, and he goes like some videos. They'll show him picking various herbs and or peppers or fruits, and it's grow. He just go and he get it. And if it can't be picked, he'll go to a market and he go and get his natural ingredients, and he come back and cook.
And the meats, like he show you how to butcher and clean them.
Yeah.
like wilderness. If you was like in the streets or in a dire situation, how people don't even know how to do that.
Yeah. Somebody get that
Somebody,
scripture the other called out.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who give us us richly all things to enjoy.
God, man, richly all things to enjoy, right? Because everything on the earth, also there's truth, right? Because the Lord, because when the Lord was on the scene, when he went into the temple, when it was in there selling shit, he was pissed, right? So what more are these people, even the ones that claim they're in the truth, taking money from the sheep, man? So it's freely give, freely receive, man. If you charge yourself to be rich, what? My bad, you had something to say?
Yeah. But think about it though. Even if you were getting money, like how Peter in the book of Acts, how Peter and them made everybody sell everything and bring the proceeds back to the church, but they were distributing money correctly amongst the people, man. But the way money got people's mind in these days, it's best not to deal with the money at all, because like this shit, the way they playing with the money is so corrupt right now, man.
And then they're saying Sirach, sin sticketh between like buying and selling. You know, meaning like the bishop was saying, like anything could go wrong. You got cats that's greedy or people that's greedy. They only in it for self gain, and like that'll cause so much contention and different problems, unnecessary contention and problems that don't nobody really would need.
Right. And in the beginning of that, you saw what the first problem. The husband and the wife that kept back some of the money and lied. So like, you know what I'm saying? Even when you're trying to do a good deed, it's bullshit in the midst all the time dealing with money, man.
And the money that they kept back, it says that money was gotten unjustly. You know what I'm saying? It was money that I don't think they got it like, as I was reading, they couldn't put it in the earnest. They couldn't put it up. It was like blood on it. Yeah.
You got that precept?
I got precept.
Romans 2. You got one?
Romans chapter 2, verse 9. Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that do evil, of the Jews first, and also of the Gentiles.
That was Romans 2 and 9.
Romans 2 and 9.
I might be there. You can bump me out real quick. What's that? I got one. Go ahead.
Oh, just to let you know that our own people, okay, knowing that this is a corrupted world, right, and these are corrupted churches, and you see that our people still, at least 2/3, want to keep doing evil to their own kind, you know, instead of repenting and realizing that that's the wicked way not to go.
right. Yep, and your answer too is in verse 12 for that one. To break that down.
Read it again. I didn't
Yeah. You skip the verse 12, it'll help you break it
Romans
down.
chapter 2, verse 9. Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that do evil, of the Jews first, and also of the Gentiles.
So basically, that's a circumcision and non-circumcision. They're still going to get the judgment for the wicked deeds that they're doing. So it don't matter. Here's the thing. Like, you can honestly say that there's people inside those churches that really feel like they're doing the work of the Lord justly, man. Mm-hmm. But they're so deceived. Whatever the cause of their deception is, it still doesn't make it right.
Yep.
That's why the truth is the most important thing, man.
You got it, yep. Knowingly or unknowingly, they're going to get judged.
They're going to get judged.
Yeah, especially the ones that know they're going to get judged first. He said judgment shall start at his house.
Right.
So that's why I said the answer is verse 15.
Yeah. Go to 12 or 15?
15, verse 15.
Jump down to verse 15.
No, verse 12.
12?
I don't know how you knew that, but yeah, verse 12.
Verse 12. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law.
Right.
And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
Right. So it don't matter. It don't matter if you're in a Gentile state of mind.
They're going to perish in their wickedness.
They're going to perish in their wickedness. All right. And the ones that with the law, right, they're going to perish with that and be judged by that law, according to that law. And there's another verse that said, those that are without law, that naturally do the things according to the law, those are the ones that are going to get salvation, because they're going to come in to the truth, because it's naturally instilled within them. Because those are the elect. That's the sanctification of the elect.
Yeah.
You got a precept?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 9, backing up the statement that the brothers made, 1 Timothy 6 and 17. And it says, verse 9, O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. When it's all said and done with. So basically, we're not going to be lacking in a time of trouble. When it's all said and done, we're not going to want any good thing, because the things that we need, the Lord is going to, freely give it to us.
Yep, starting with wisdom.
Right.
Yep, and that's what they lack, the wisdom.
They don't want it.
They don't
They don't
want it.
want it. Cause you got the riches in one hand, right? You got the riches in your hand, but you might have to put that money down to pick the riches up. Like that's a statement. That's a statement that said you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, the camel going through the eye of a needle.
Right. So you gotta let some of the baggage go. If you want to eat the cake or you want to hold on to the cake. You can't have both. You know what I'm saying? So now, but when you rid your hand freely of the foolishness of this world, and you fill your hands up with the word of the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shai, then that's when you understand what having abundance is. So therefore you have abundance in the spirit, and you have minimal simplicity in the flesh. If you can fleshly live a simple life and live abundantly in the spirit, that's full contentment, like Job, like Noah, like Moses. That's how being a perfect man. Because if you want so much in the flesh and you're lacking in the spirit, that's going to lead you to destruction. Because you're going to want more in the flesh, because the flesh is never going to be satisfied until it goes back down to the ground.
Man, always wanting.
Always, it's going to want. The flesh is trying to do everything it can to go back where it came from. The spirit is what keeps the flesh moving, man. So now, if you simplify your life in the flesh and maximize your life in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's how you conquer. That's how you continue to grow. And that's how you understand what value is within self and what's in sustainable value with the things, understanding that these things on earth that we see are temporal, and the true value is what we have within inside.
This Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 19. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. So it's just those who set up the contrary to this truth, they're ultimately going to be brought low. All right, and that's when what the saints who is ultimately having that patience and waiting on that day for us to be exalted. All right, that fame to come. All right, twofold, not just the demonization, but even the demonization, it shows proof and evidence that the Lord is dealing. All right, and those who of our people, 2/3 of our own people, man, who set up, all right, and prepare a table for that truth. All right, these false idols. All right, so on and so forth, man. We gonna rejoice, man.
Right.
They come against this truth, but they make a man an offender for the word, man. Like these churches, like these false doctrines, man, that snatch the hope out of our people.
And you got to understand that they, with them doing that, they're going to push even harder and harder to try to suppress the word because of their disbelief. And they don't believe. Not only don't they believe, they have faith and hope. They hope we lying. They really, really hope we lying. So they're going to push forth to make us seem like we lying, to better comfort their spirit, that spirit with them, working the left-hand side of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Can I interject you real quick on that point right there? This is Haggai chapter 1, verse 6. So now, what do it profit a man if he gain all these riches and lose his soul, man? Gain the whole world and lose his soul, right? But what do you gain in the world? You don't gain anything. It's Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have so much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but ye are filled with drink. You're not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put in the bag with holes, man. So you gain the whole world, right? And then you realize you have nothing. You done lost your soul, man.
And everything that you try to put in your pocket, it's a hole in there. And it's steady leaking out. And the more and more it leaks out, the more and more you try to refill that pocket, and the more and more you're taking away from yourself spiritually, man. So that's how you gain the whole world and lose your soul, man. Because guess what? You're not even thinking about salvation. The only thing you're thinking about is getting money.
Just to add on, like a few months ago, Steve Harvey, he came out with a special, and it was just going into his, his life and his work ethic. Man, from the moment he woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to the moment he went to bed at 10 o'clock, he was working. Whether it was on a TV show or a radio host, whatever it was, he was working from 5 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. No rest.
I want to go to Psalm chapter 22, verse 22. I will declare thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation, I will praise thee. We're shouting his name out because it's a powerful name. Okay, Yahweh Shai. It's not something that you just say and take it for granted. Okay, he's a King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But if you don't test his spirit, you consider results because your heart is corrupted.
Man, I got a quick interjection. This is Philippians 1:21. For to me to live is Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, and to die is gain. So what the bishop was just saying earlier, right? Because we're connected with the flesh, and the flesh and the spirit war with each other, and with the fleshly man, they hang on to fleshly things. But we live in Yahweh Shai, so we break free from the flesh. We still war, but we break free. But to die is gain, because then we're connected with Yahweh again, and we go back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But then also as well, our works follow us, right? Because we're going to be judged by the law, right? And the ones that work wickedly in the society, like these false pastors, and the ones that make filthy lucre off the Lord, they're going to be judged by their unfaithfulness and also by their sin, what they made merchandise off the Lord.
Right, they're going to be judged by the law. But we're going to be the judge according to our faith in Yahweh Shai, right? Because we don't want to, because if we were judged by the law, everybody going to fail. We're going to fail, man. So luckily we have Yahweh Shai as a mediator, man. And Paul was speaking right there. He was saying,
that was in the past,
Paul was speaking right there. He's like, man, if I leave this earth, I'm finna be with the Father. There's gain in that. But he knew it was more profitable for him to be here on this earth, spreading the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So that's what keeps us going and keeps us driving, because it's still work to be done. And like the brother said, our works follow us, man. So follow us throughout eternity. Matter of fact, it's following us right now.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 9. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
Right, whether present or absent, whether on the earth or whether we're away from the earth. We're on this earth, we're doing the work. We leave this earth to go back to the Father, those works follow us. And when we get back down here on this earth, those same works are in the same spot that we left them. That's why it says the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. He's not gonna pass our work off to anybody else.
You could
This James 5 and 2. Your riches are corrupted, your garments moth-eaten, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days. So it's like it ultimately mark you to show you how much you ran after the ways of the world. All right, that evidence against you, especially if your heart is not good towards the Lord, because the scriptures say whether you be rich or poor, as long as your heart be good towards the Heavenly Father, man. So ultimately, what the riches is cankered. All right, it's gonna be moth-eaten, man.
Precept. This is Sirach chapter 31, verse 5. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. All right, so he that loveth gold shall not be justified, man. And scripture say the love of money is the root of all evil, man. You putting the love of money above the love of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. If you love the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you're gonna keep his commandments, man. All right, he commanded us to get out here and present our body as a living sacrifice to feed the sheep, be it many back to the marriage as possible, man. So if you put the money before that, all right, you're not gonna be worried about the
the love of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Why? Because you're going to be trying to serve the other God, which is mammon, man. You're going to be more focused on money than the actual purpose of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that He has established down there for us, man.
Right. So what did the scripture say? The Lord said, the silver is mine, the gold is mine. Right? With that being said, but what is the Lord trying to save the gold? Is He trying to save the silver? No. He's trying to save the children of Israel, because that's more precious than gold. Understanding, you're chasing after something that's not even of value, that's not even worth you. So understand that we're worth more than gold itself. You'll be mostly focused trying to gather the elect and gather value within yourself. You'll try to preserve yourself because you will understand what you're worth to the Most High.
There's a precept for you. There's one precept. 1 Kings 20:3. Thy silver and thy gold is mine. Thy wives also, and thy children, even the goodliest are mine.
Even the goodliest are his. And what does he more mainly focus on? The goodliest, man. There's gold and silver on this earth, but he calls the children of Israel his precious jewels, man. So understand the value and the importance in that. If we would understand that and hold on to that, and we will be living according to our value. Nobody else's opinion wouldn't even matter.
Hey, and just to add on, that go along with like our elder and the bishop, they go into what feelings, man. How the feelings really don't matter in his flesh. All right, because what, like the brother is saying, Salaki. No, Salaki, it went.
Well, like, all right, even with
Let's come back
feelings,
to you.
right? Emotion, it's energy, emotion. All right, so now don't. It's good to have those feelings there to let you know, okay, this type of action makes me feel a certain way. But as men of the Lord, we know how to channel that energy and what to do about it, and how to act in those moments where your average worldly person would get all emotional and out of whack. The men of the Lord know how to deal with these feelings and emotions with wisdom, man.
Because we understand that the things here in the flesh is temporal,
Right.
like the lesson is going into. All right, nothing really belongs to us here. It'll be belong to us in the kingdom, even our families, even our wives, even our children. All right, we do what we can to meet the Lord halfway and see what He's trying to do with us, as far as listening to Him and what's going on in our lives. All right, and try to walk it accordingly. But again, like nothing belongs to us here, you know.
Right.
And we'll get that in the kingdom where it's everlasting, where we can say this is ours, and even then, this belongs to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right, man, because all this stuff he's gonna burn it. The Lord got a wrath coming.
You got a point.
A great wrath. But the Lord said we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for him. Right? You got something? Okay.
Luke 12:32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
God, man, to give you the kingdom, right? And with the kingdom, that's much abundance. That's many great things we haven't even seen before, man. The Lord is gonna bring back so much that Esau took away, man. Like animals, flock, man, everything, man. It's gonna be given back unto us, and the earth gonna be restored. The Lord is gonna restore everything, and that's why it's First Thessalonians 1:10. Whoever got it.
Book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 10, and to wait for his son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead.
God, man, whom he raised from the dead.
Even Yahushua, which delivered us from the wrath to come.
God, man, which delivered us from the wrath to come, man. So the Lord is going to deliver us from the wrath to come, and He's going to usher in the new kingdom. Yep. And then He's going to give unto us that great abundance of the kingdom.
Yeah, he already delivered His elect by putting Himself on the cross.
God.
So it's already sealed. It's already sealed who the elect gonna be.
Now they're here in these times getting their reward. They had to play their lot in those times when the Lord was on the scene, and that was just a precursor of what's to come. Now we're here back in the same, in different flesh, but the same spirit that we were in when we were on the earth the last time. Because what we're doing right now, that's what we were doing back during the time Yahushua was on the scene. What IUIC is doing right now, that's what they were doing back during the time when Yahushua was on the scene. All right, so we're just living out our destiny for every time we get touched down on this earth, for every season. Like, what is it? Revelation 22, and they yielded fruit in every season, talking about the two trees on the east side of the river, the northern and the southern kingdom, man, bearing the fruit, gathering the elect of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Man. That's Romans 6 and 9. Okay.
This is Romans chapter 6, verse 9. It says, knowing that Hamashiach, being raised from the dead, dieth no more. Death hath no more dominion over him.
And the beautiful part about that, even though the Lord died, he didn't see any corruption.
Precept.
Go ahead.
There's a Psalms 16 is prophesied about that. 16 and 8. I have set Yahweh always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Out of this truth, right? Therefore, my heart is glad and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the paths of life. See, reincarnation. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Forevermore, man. The Lord did not see corruption. Before that body started to perish, that body was risen up. All right? Before Israel perishes, Israel's going to be risen up. And we're witnessing that rising up today. So the Lord didn't allow us. We died as a nation, but He didn't allow us to perish. All right. After 3.5 days, the body's done. It's perishing. Right. But He didn't allow Israel, just like He didn't allow Yahushua to see corruption. All right. So we're being risen up as we speak right now on that path of righteousness all the way to salvation.
Yep. That goes into Abraham and Isaac. When he was about to sacrifice Isaac, and he stopped him at the last moment, right before he was about to see that corruption and die.
This is back at Romans chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for in that he died unto sin once.
Right.
But in that he liveth unto Yahweh.
Nah, man, he lived unto Yahweh.
Oh, we got a precept, John 15 and 5.
15 and 5.
Yeah, you keep going though. You're good.
God, man, but it said our Lord lived, like the bishop was just saying. And the Lord died for us to have grace. When we was talking about it, First Thessalonians 1 and 10, He delivered us, like the elder was just saying, right? Because in the times to come, we can't keep it perfect. We can't keep shit perfect here, man. Esau made it to where we can't keep it perfect, and the Lord set it up that way. So the Yahweh Shah was He that broke us free from that, and now we're able to stand on our 2 feet. Right, having the breath, having the life, having the truth, the wisdom, in order to tell our people their transgressions and to tell them about Yahushua, the deliverer, the ones that's set up to come back and separate the sheep from the goat.
Yeah, right. Just like was it the rod of Aaron that had the leaves growing on it, even though it was broken off from the tree. That represents Israel, as the elder was speaking about last week. So that branch that was broken off started to bud some leaves on it, right? And then that branch was picking up by what? By the root, Yahushua. Somebody wanted on that John 15 and 5. Start at verse 1.
This is John chapter 15, verse 5.
Start at verse 1.
Hey, Shalom too, Akim that's watching. Shalom.
This is John chapter 15, verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, He taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, He purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
Boom, and that's us being brought back forth to that root, which is Yahushua. Keep going.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye No more can ye except ye abide in me.
Right, so we had to be grafted back into that olive tree, that tree of life being Yahushua, as we were the branches that were broken off because of disbelief. Right, so now we're being brought back to the true root. Somebody get Isaiah chapter 11 and 10 real quick.
Right.
All right, so we had to be rooted back to the tree itself, and Yahushua was going to be that vine that we're going to be connected back to get to the root. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 10. And in that day there should be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, to which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
Yeah, because we were in the Gentile, when we were broken off, we were in the Gentile state of mind. That's what Paul was talking about by the grafting in of the Gentiles. We were in that Gentile state of mind, having no hope. Because according to the law, we had no right to come back in to the fold. But according to Yahushua and the faith in Yahushua, we were brought back into the fold. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Yeah, gone. Verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Right. So throughout the four corners of the earth, those Israelites were going to be brought back and being taken out of that Gentile state of mind, man, and get a chance at salvation through what? Through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and believing in the truth. That's it.
Time, man. Okay, somebody get Romans 10 and 9. Then somebody got a precept?
No, but also if I may add on to it, the precept that the brother just brought out too. That's how we know that we're living in the last of the last days too. Because also the scripture says once this gospel is preached all around the world, then shall the end come, man. So you got brothers, Jews, devout men dwelling in every nation, waking up all around the four corners of the earth, man. You know, we got brothers all in London,
Philippines,
Madagascar,
Jamaica.
Philippines, Jamaica. You know, hey, plenty of places, man. You know, so hey, we're witnessing that coming to fruition now. You know,
Come on, man, because and they're confessing the name of Yahushua, right? And they're doing it in truth and sincerity, right? Because the Lord even said, man, that this truth have to be preached in the whole world. And we seeing that with different camps, different brothers teaching this truth and teaching about Yahushua around the world, man, and that's power. And that's showing that the Lord is coming back and the Lord liveth. And we are in them end times that was spoke about in the scriptures. And somebody got that Romans 10 and 9?
It's Romans 10 and 9, and it reads, that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahushua, and shalt believe in thy heart that God hath raised him up from the dead, thou shalt be saved.
Come on, man, and you have to do that. You have to believe and confess that Yahushua raised Yahweh raised Yahushua from the dead, and that he liveth, man. And that's what it's about. And that's what the brothers are doing that believe in truth and sincerity. Not according to what the false prophets say, not according to unto love and unity, but unto the truth. Because the truth, it says, I just brought it out last night in one of my lessons. It said that the truth will set you free. Right? And that's what it is. Because what we see now today is not real truth. You got BS hitting you from every different way. You got fake media. You got the censoring of the truth. And then they still trying to they censor us today. So how do you know the truth? How do you know who to follow? You have to hear that you must be called, man. It said many are called, but few are chosen.
Right, and it also says, if thou shalt confess with thy mouth and believe in thy heart. Hey, 2020, before 2020, a lot of these Israelites were out here confessing with their mouth, right? But when 2020 hit, and you had some that showed that they didn't believe in their heart. They ain't really believe what they was out here debating about and so-called confessing about. Who is it? Captain Crunch. Yeah. He jumped right out there, was the first one in line. The first one in line. So he didn't believe from the beginning. It was just entertainment. He wanted, you know what I'm saying, have something to talk about, to boast about, to look good about, to make money off of. You know what I'm saying? So now, but when that faith was tested in 2020, he folded because he didn't believe in his heart. But he had a whole mouthful to say though.
Right, you got to think that energy his mouth had. He couldn't match that energy that his mouth had. His mouth had a bunch of energy. Oh, I stand for this, but then what happened? He went and got the skivvy pap. Because a lot of Jake, they mouth have a lot of energy that they actions don't have. They can't back it up. They signing checks. They mouth signing checks that they ain't finna be able to pay back.
All right, man, because they don't believe. They believe for the moment, and even then they still don't believe because they get that ego, they get that influence. They see they have influence and have that ego, And then that just keeps pulling on their ego, man. So they just continue to keep going. They just keep stepping in that path.
An objection just on that point real quick. Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and the fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men.
Man, by the precepts of men, by these individuals, right? Because their hearts are far from the Lord. Can somebody get a zeal, but not according to knowledge?
Romans 10:1. It says, with their mouth they honor the Heavenly Father. With their mouth, they speak good swelling things, to people that is earshot, that hear them. They sound good. They sound like they sturdy and solid for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But it's only by mouth. It's not by action. It's not by heart. It's not by faith. So they honor the Lord with their mouth, and
it's not in truth, yeah.
Not in truth, but when they want to worship the Lord, they follow the traditions and the precepts of man.
And that's why Scripture said they have a zeal according to the Lord, but not according to knowledge. Man.
So Romans 10.
Yeah.
It's Romans 10:1.
Yeah, go to verse 3 too.
Okay. Brother, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yahweh, but not according to knowledge.
Not according to knowledge, because it's the precepts of men that get certain individuals and they get this influence. But it's all about that. It's all about that knowledge. Because somebody can have the zeal, have the want to serve the Lord, but if the Spirit's not dealing with them, they were just given the spirit of delusion and not the spirit of truth.
They have that zeal and that want till they really figure out who the Lord is. Verse 3. For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness and going about establishing their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh, man.
Now they say committing their own righteousness. So it's not according to what the Lord set up. It's according to what they feel and what they believe. Because they're trying to make another way which the Lord has not made. It says follow the old paths, but they're trying to follow a new path. They trying to pave their own way. They trying to be like Yahushua, with these crazy ass names like General. It's crazy.
Basically, their mouth got a lot of energy, but their hands can't back up none of that energy that their mouth got, meaning they works.
If I may add on too, man, hey, that's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says he was going to raise up a prophet, all right, from amongst our brethren. That prophet being Yahushua, who walked the walk, the first and foremost, all right, we're supposed to follow after in those footsteps, man. So that's why the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua says, lean not unto thy own understanding, because you come up establishing your own type of way of righteousness, man. You technically building up a spiritual Tower of Babel, man. Trying to enter into heaven carnally, your own type of way, all right? Trying to keep creeping on the mouth. Confession is made into salvation, man. So with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to put those words into your mouth, man. So therefore, by him not putting those words into your mouth, you come out and try to establish your own way of false salvation to try to get to heaven, man.
Create new doctrines and stuff like that. Trying to create new doctrines, be innovators. Being the next big thing,
Precept. He talking about these fake churches. That makes sure y'all be clear who y'all talking about. Galatians 5:26. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. That's that ego trip they be going on. A lot of these cats.
That's the dude. I forgot his name in the book of Acts. Then when they seen Peter doing the work and healing everybody, because he was doing his with witchcraft and sorcery. And then when he seen the true power of the Lord within Peter and the other apostles, he tried to pay money. Like, hey, yo, why I shoot you something? Let me get some of that. Right? Because guess what? He wanted to have power over the people to gain more money. He didn't want to do it for the sake of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in his name. Because it wasn't faith that brought him there. It was the lust and greed for money. So he thought, like, if I had these type of powers, like he was doing it through witchcraft and sorcery. And he was looking at the gain that he was able to gain from that. But if he really had the power that Peter and them had, and Peter and them doing it for free, and he said, "Oh, I can capitalize off this. Boy, I shoot you something. Let me get some of that." And Peter rebuked him, man.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 11 and verse 52. Woe unto you lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to urge him vehemently, and to provoke him to speak of many things, laying wait for him and seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him. Right, and that's what they do out here, man. They want the smooth words, smooth sayings, or they want it to come from a particular individual that they may like, or they uphold to a certain standard.
Right, that's right.
But hey, it's gonna come out of what? The mouth of babes, who the Lord ultimately has bestowed his spirit upon for it to come out of, man. So woe unto you lawyers who that didn't enter in off of the Lord waking you up spiritually to come in the fold, you know, and to do the work sincerely, truthfully. All right, we all run the race, but run that she may obtain.
So what it says in the scripture, the Lord says he will give pastors and teachers according to his heart, not according to how somebody feel or who somebody might like. The Lord is going to give, his word is going to come through the men that he chose, the men that he set up. He's not going to come through these false prophets here that people enjoy looking at because they're eloquent in speaking and they're charismatic. See, Jake can listen to them all day, but the truth ain't gonna come through them. The truth is coming through the everyday average Joe. You know, just like back then. Yahushua didn't go and get cats that was rich and famous. He got regular everyday dudes. Dudes had jobs and various things of the sort like that. So the Lord is gonna choose who his word comes through.
First Corinthians 1 and 27.
Precept.
Yeah, good, bro.
This is Luke 6 and 26. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. As the Arkin was speaking on, man, it ain't about who you like, all right? You going up picking and choosing. Oh yeah, my bishop said this. My bishop General Yohanan General Tazariak. This, it don't matter who it come from. Long as whoever, if they're speaking the truth, hey, that's who you should be listening to. Man. Hey, your ears should be obtaining to the truth, not to the person that you feel like who it should be coming from, man. You know, that's why the scripture says mark the perfect man, man. All right, you're gonna mark him by not what gesture he has within the community or anything like that. You're gonna mark him by the doctrine which he's teaching, man. You're gonna mark him by the walk that he's walking, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with having a title in this truth, but according to why you have that title, you know, like nothing wrong with being an elder, bishop, or whatever. Like I don't understand the general stuff, but you know, but what are you doing with these titles? Are you that particular? Have you been delegated certain tasks or certain responsibilities? The reason why you have that title, or are you just creating a character that you want to stick your chest out of and have pride and boast from? So it's good to have organization within these camps and people that you can delegate tasks and responsibility to and hold them accountable when stuff doesn't get done accordingly, or give them praise when stuff is done accordingly. So, but it's all about the setup from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not using a title as gain to rule over the people.
And that's going to transpire in the kingdom, all right? Under what? Yahushua is going to be King David and the 144,000
right.
government.
Right. The understanding within that title, there's a level of responsibility that the Lord is going to hold you accountable for. So if you want to call yourself a general,
yeah, the proof that there's order in the spiritual sense too, just to back y'all up. In this realm, but the Lord gonna set it fully in order when He shows up. But there's still an order amongst the brotherhood because there's order amongst the men and women. So He gave the men the truth first, so He could put the women in order in the end. So He gave certain men the truth first to put the men in order as well. It was also puts the household in order and stuff too. So that's the setup of the order.
Right. You look at it like it's the same setup, like because we're dealing with the house of the Lord.
Right.
You know.
So there's going to be a spiritual setup of order in the camps. But you know, it's supposed to be light, not so hardship, like usurping authority over people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being lords over the Lord's people.
Somebody get that 1 Corinthians.
Right. More like military, you know, examples.
This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. I brought this out last night. It says, but Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Yahweh has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
John, man, to confound the things that are mighty.
Very mighty.
And backing up even what the brother Nakar just what he just said with his interjection. He was like, the Lord set up just men to do this truth, and the Lord also called. It said even through the foolishness of preaching, whatever. Can somebody get that scripture too? Through the foolishness of preaching. Because the Lord set up the simple.
Okay, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1.
21.
21. It says, for after that, in wisdom of Yahweh, the world by wisdom knew not Yahweh. It pleased Yahweh by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
God, man, the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So this is foolishness to the Lord. But this is what he set up. He also set up simple and just men to teach. To teach and to bring down and to the pulling down the strongholds of the mind. Right? Because our people are following the false leaders with false names, not according to wisdom. But then the Lord set up the men of the Lord who were set up to bring out that wisdom, the truth, to teach them about the good, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. And to let them know that the Lord liveth and he's alive and he's out there in the heavens waiting to come back.
Right? And the scripture says like the scripture said, I thank you, Lord, that you didn't give the spirit to the wise and the prudent, but you gave them unto babes. Like so the ones that are called bum Israelites, those are going to be the ones that really have the spirit of the Lord. The ones that are calling people bum Israelites are the ones that are not going to have the spirit of the Lord, because they're wise in their own conceit. They're wise in their own mind, thinking that they're the one professing righteousness when they're not.
All right, the Lord tell you not to be that way, not to be wise in your own conceit.
All right. Kabar, because you was holding it. Kabash. I'm on.
God. This is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. God, and I wanted to bring that out on the point that brothers was making, as 2/3 of our people, they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. And that's because they have been spoiled by the philosophies of men, after the rudiments of the world, vain deceit, pushed out and spearheaded, by these various different religious leaders and false camp leaders and so on and so forth. But 2/3 of our people have been spoiled, man, through lies and deceit. To be healed, you got to obtain into the truth, man.
Yep, that's right.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 5.
That's right.
Perverse disputings of men, corrupt minds, and the destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. But godliness with content is great gain. And these are people, they're giving themselves these titles so they can boost themselves up. They're not doing it, oh, I'm in charge, we're going to do this, we're going to do it the right way. And we're going to do it like they're trying to be the anointed. That's what they want to be. They're trying to push Yahweh Shah out the picture. That's what they're doing. They want to be the king of Israel. They're doing it for carnal glory. They're not doing it for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah's glory. To say, well done, my good and faithful servant. They're doing it because they perverse in the mind.
Man, not according to wisdom.
No, you good, man. And that's messed up because what did Yahweh Shah say anytime he did a miracle? Don't tell nobody I did this. Don't tell nobody I did this. But everybody else,
they still did it. They still told everybody.
They still did it. But it's just the mindset that Yahweh Shah had, man. Then it's different from the mindset of these people. Boy, can you imagine if Bishop Nate had spiritual powers and he was healing people? Tell everybody I did it.
No, we'd be dead. He'd be killed everybody.
Kill the bomb Israelites.
They'll call him the resurrection, the second coming.
Oh
yeah.
They'll be calling him if he has spiritual power these days.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they already trying to call him that.
He had the shiniest suit on.
Yeah, shiniest suit. Can you imagine how much persecution he'll put on us?
He had gold if you fast.
But you know what he would turn into? Yeah. It's an old Looney Tunes cartoon where a king made a wish to a genie that everything he could touch would turn to gold.
Midas touch.
Yeah.
Everything he touched turned to gold.
Everything he touched turned to gold. Then he was having fun running around the city touching everything turned to gold, right? Then he sat down to eat. Every time he put a fork and spoon to his mouth to eat his food, all that food would turn to gold. He ended up starving to death.
Precept for you.
Right.
Ezekiel 14:9. And if the prophet be deceived, when he has spoken a thing, I, Yahweh, have deceived that prophet. And I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people.
You know what that sound like? An ultimate backhand. The Lord finna take it from Georgia all the way to Alabama and come across their shit. Because the Lord, in their deception, said deceiver and deceived are his, man. So he has an ultimate punishment. That's why he gets them lost in his deception. The Lord said he will choose your delusions. And would somebody want to grab 2 Peter 2:9 to back that up? Back the elder up?
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye, oh sorry, this 1 Peter.
Yeah, 2 Peter 2:9.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
So he ain't gonna never let him come back to his senses. He had it at one point in time. He cast it aside, and the Lord, wherever he cast it aside at, the Lord gonna leave it right there. He ain't gonna never be able to go pick that token back up. The Lord's gonna leave him in that deception all the way to the end.
I'm the one.
I got precept going into how these false camps, how they scatter the sheep, man. You know, the scripture says, if I'm paraphrasing, woe to them that scatter the sheep, man. All right, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 10. It says, whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in the evil way. Read it again. It says, whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. All right, and you know those who's causing the righteous, causing our people to scatter from the Lord, man, they have to go into evil way. All right, judgment's gonna fall upon their own head as well, man. And that goes for Esau. That's pushing out these wrongfully philosophies in the world, causing people to go astray. Even these wicked congregations that's not teaching the real truth of the Lord, man. They're gonna have a true judgment that's gonna fall upon their head, man. But what it says what? It says, but the upright shall have good things in possession. You know, and the upright, it relates to the children of the Lord, man. The 1/3 of the 144,000, man. And those good things in possession is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, which goes back to what? Generational wealth, man. You know?
Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. A lot of two-thirds of our people, they love this wicked world. They still have that, what they call that slave mentality, you know? And they love the fake money of this wicked world.
And the main thing is, man, let's keep it a buck. The main thing is, people like that, they don't have any faith. It's not like it's easy to turn away from the world. It's hard. It's hard. Like, especially everybody has their own little thing that they deal with how the world pulls at them, right? You know, certain individuals, money has a big pull on them. Certain individuals, women have a big pull on them. Certain individuals, children have a big pull on them, right? So there's many different ways. That's why, you know what I'm saying, like broad is the way to lead it to destruction. There's only one path that's going to lead to righteousness. And it's the path is so narrow, only that one man could go at a time. And there's dangerous things on both sides. So without faith, you ain't nobody going to be able to make it. Because we can't even really see what's in front of us. Not without the prophecies, you know. So and it's hard to stay focused sometimes. So you have people that won't even attempt because of lack of faith and disbelief. Because you gotta believe your way all the way to the end. You ain't gonna get no paycheck every 2 weeks. You ain't gonna get no lump sum every 90 days. They don't work like that.
Appreciate this. Back you up. Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Right. But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
The wicked gonna fall into mischief.
They're not gonna get up.
They ain't gonna get up, man. They're gonna lay right down there in that mischief. Because guess what? The mischief is gonna feel better than that road to salvation. It's gonna physically feel better. So they like it don't feel good traveling this lonely road to salvation with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua because of all the wickedness and that's and danger that surrounds you.
Feel good to me.
But it's a struggle.
To some.
Yeah.
To some.
Yeah. It's we have our moments where it gets tough. You know, so at the end of the day.
Yeah, bitter, yep.
Yeah. So it takes the faith for us to get past those moments, man. To where we start thinking all crazy. We got to snap back into reality and like, oh man, I'm on this path. This is the good path. Like that path over there, it seems good, but that's deception, man. And actually, if you understand what that true path was, it would feel a lot worse than the path that we on.
If I may add on real quick, that's why Scripture say, "He that endure to the end, the same shall be saved." Man, in order for you to endure, you have to have that true doctrine. All right. That's why also Isaiah 33:6 says, "Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time." Man. So in order to be stable within these times, all right, you have to have that knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in order to endure until the end, man. Because if you don't, shit, you're gonna gradually just fall off, man. As you see on that poster over there, hey, those different false prophets, those camp leaders and whatnot, so forth and so forth, you're not going to hear anything about them. They're going to gradually diminish away, deplete away, man. All right? You know, hey, once again, like the elder said sometime before, hey, shit, as they ass get crossed out, we're going to add somebody on the poster too, man. You're going to see that too. Like, it's going to start coming into fruition, man. You know, because we're coming into those times, man, when the Lord Yahushua he's visiting the world where he's visiting the world which he made, you know. So with that being said, hey, we're in those times, man.
Yeah.
And we should be getting right with the Lord, hey, teaching this truth in its full totality, man.
Yeah. We gotta X out Rothschild. Another one.
Get him out there. And another one bites, and another one bites, another one bites.
Another one bites the dust.
It could like even the devil, he transformed himself into an angel of light. So you know what I'm saying, the things of this world may seem good, like feeding the homeless and doing charity work to that. It seems like you're doing the right thing. But the 2/3 of people don't have the eyes to see, ears to hear, to pick up scripture, the measuring stick, and understand that's not what the Lord told us to go out here and do. We're supposed to give them this spiritual bread and feed them with that.
Because the Lord might be giving them God's speed. So it ain't about walking an old lady across the street.
Right, because she could go home be roasting Negroes in her basement. And you just helped to do that. Should have let her get hit by a car. No, I'm just
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. And it reads, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain." Right, so speaking on those bum Israelites, right, we're running for and striving for salvation, right, while they're calling us bums, but they're doing this for a corruptible crown. We're doing this for an incorruptible crown, right? It reads, verse 25, "And every man that's striving for the mysteries is temperate in all things."
Mastery.
Oh, mastery, and every man that striving for the masteries is temperate for all things.
Right, because this is an art that we into, just like martial arts.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. Incorruptible.
Same thing y'all talking about. That's everything y'all saying.
I was just bringing that out because yes, y'all might call us bum Israelites, right? But we out here pushing this truth and sincerity, man, right? To bring our people back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? So y'all keep calling us bums because we doing this in an incorruptible way, right?
Lord said I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah.
Then for somebody to talk about your status and how you teach, that shows you what they're focusing on you bums. So they're looking for something that they're focused on the outer cup. They're not focused on what you saying, what you doing, how you moving. They're focused on, oh, they got on rags. They teaching me rags. I can't follow him. I'm gonna be in rags. And that's how they thinking. They thinking cardinally minded, which is enmity against the Lord.
Precept to back both of y'all up. 1 John 3:2, "Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be." That's the reward in the future, you know. So we're looking for our reward in the future. And we're the sons of Yahweh because we believe in the truth. That's the point. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. So we're looking for that incorruptible crown in the future, when our reward shall appear too.
And when we shall see him how he is. That, like, we see everything in part right now. But when the Lord shows up, man, that whole veil gonna be lifted up over our eyes. We're gonna see everything clearly in HD, triple HD. Like it ain't nothing gonna be
Triple
unclear
HD?
to HD.
There you
We
go.
got scripture for everything.
No, man, hold on. This is Second Ezra's. This triple HD right here, clarity. Second Ezra's 5 and 4. But if the Most High grant thee to live to see that day, thou shalt see after the third trump, which goes to the missiles and everything, that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. That goes into the clarity, meaning it's the sun gonna be shining all day, meaning for us. And also the scriptures say they shall all see together. So even the wicked of our people and the heathen, they're gonna see everything that we're talking about in that day.
Right.
The truth shall reign, and everything else is gonna be put down.
Everything else gonna be put down.
Yep.
That's the beautiful.
That's like
beautiful part about it.
3D, HD.
Yeah, triple HD.
Yeah, triple. So 3 times in the night and in the day. So that's like all day. We're gonna see the prophecies that's happening.
Man, listen.
Right now it's kind of spread out.
Crazy part about it was who was that? Somebody somebody did a lesson or posted a video or I seen it somewhere about how the moon was shining for like I want to say like almost 36 hours straight. Just the moon was there, just shining 36 hours straight. I forgot where it came from, but yeah, man. And so I went outside and I looked at it, and it was still in the same spot that it was in when it was nighttime before I went in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the carnal aspect of it.
Yeah, that's what they say in church, but yeah, it's been like that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
The moon always been there.
Yeah, but but we're gonna see it in a spiritual sense, man. Meaning all full clarity.
Sirach 6 is. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 5. Sweet language will multiply friends, and a fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. So yeah, it's cool to have many friends, be peace with many, but when it comes to what you stand upon, your moral value, your moral code, your beliefs, don't budge, don't bend, break, or fold, all right? Because that's what leads to it, man. Having conversations out here in the world, dealing with people, they'll try to sleep in their thoughts and their opinions when we don't care about their thoughts and their opinions. Man.
Nope.
Yeah, when you're in the truth, it's the best thing for you to be is an influencer, not be influenced.
Zaria.
Going back to that clarity, this is Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and out of the Lamb. And that river of life, that clear as crystal, just like the elder was saying, everything is going to be made clear to us. Everything is going to be made clear not only to us, but unto these other nations and to 2/3 of our people. Everything is going to be made clear. Everything that we've been speaking of from the times of old to now is going to be made plain upon tables to the whole entire world, and eventually to the whole universe.
Precept for you. Back up. Isaiah 40 and 5. And the glory of Yahweh shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it.
Everybody is going to know. Nobody is going to be able to gainsay or speak against. Everybody's going to have to give Yahweh his glory. Everyone's going to have to say that he exists. Everyone is going to have to say that Yahweh Shai, he delivers. Everybody.
Hey, Con, that's when Ezekiel 33 and 33 come into effect. Then so they know that a prophet have been among them, man. Why? Because we're out here establishing the things of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that he said are going to come to pass, man. He said his words are not going to return to him void. So that's what we're making be known. That's what we're confessing right now, the works of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man.
All right, this is just a precept, just to back up the various Akim. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11. It says, for no other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So you ain't gonna be able to lay no other foundation. And those that want to call the children of the Lord bombs, they're trying to build their own foundation. Well, according to the scriptures, you can't lay no other foundation than that of Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai is the foundation. He's the building block. He's integral. He's paramount. You can't exclude him. You can't build a house and not build the walls first and just try to build just the ceiling and the foundation. It's gonna collapse. You got to have everything together in order for that house to stand. So you ain't gonna be able to lay no other foundation. A lot of these other false prophets and teachers and stuff, they want to build their own foundations. That's why they caught up in the money, they caught up in the visage, they caught up in various things because they're trying to lay their own foundation. But the only foundation that can be laid is Yahweh Shai, and that is it.
And then that's the only foundation that's gonna be able to stand, because everything else gonna fall. The Lord gonna cast it down and throw it into the fire. These works gonna get burnt up. So if it's not of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're working your way towards death and destruction.
All right, Priest, to back you up. Matthew 7:26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon sand instead of the rock.
When you hearing the truth,
the foundation,
the sayings of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you choose not to listen. Guess what? The Lord gonna consider you a fool. You're gonna be as one that built this house upon what? Sand. The waters come in. Guess what? It's gonna be a great fall when it happens.
Yep.
Things get the rocking and moving, they're gonna fall short. They everything that they've been doing, the Lord gonna be like, the Lord gonna test them. He gonna make sure that their hands have the same mouth that their energy got. And a lot of these cats out here, their hands don't have the same energy that their mouth got. Right. They talk a good game, but they don't walk a good game. And how you know? By what they teach.
Hey, Con, and if I may add on too, that's why you got to build that foundation on that solid rock, which is the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because as the bishop said earlier, man, hey, once 2020 hit, you said you was out here worshiping the Lord with your heart, with your whole heart, and full totality, having faith in him. All right, but once that thing came, hey, shit, you in the house, man. Hey, no, hey, I ain't going out there, shit. We can't go out there. So that's why you got to build. That's why you got to build that foundation on that rock, man. You know, because hey, otherwise you'll be like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, man. Without a solid foundation, shit, the tower leaning all over to the left or the right. You know, you got to stand firmly for the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So hey, a little wind come in, shit, you already leaning, you go lean all the way over, man, and fall, man.
Appreciate it. They started 2020 came. They started worshiping the Lord on the internet with masks on. That was it. We was the only ones out here with nobody with it. Nobody with it. But that faith, when that faith got tested, well, there was true Bible thumpers on the internet.
They're not rock solid.
They floor made of lava.
This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And that's just it. It's so many false prophets out here. If you don't have the true wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Lord, you wouldn't know who to follow behind. Because, like I said earlier, even Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. Everything's been made beautiful in his time. So the Lord had to pull you from this world for you to have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. But you can't believe everything you hear just because it sounds good. You got to try it according to the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai.
Colin. That go back to Deuteronomy 18 and 18 on down, man. You know, marking the perfect man, all right? Hey, so with that being said, you will know the thing that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you will know the thing that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai have spoken by way of the words that the prophet has spoken, by the things that come afterwards, man. If the things that the prophet have spoken come not to pass, that's not of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But if the things that prophet have spoken, they come to pass, that's of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Because Revelation 19:10, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy, man. To prophesy means to say before. So we're saying these things before they come to pass, all right? That way you can prepare yourself for that battle when it comes.
Yeah, and just like Yahweh Shai told, I forgot who he told that to, but he said, because I know your name, you know, you praising me. And he was basically saying, just because somebody can say they're a prophet, that doesn't mean they're of the Lord. So you really want the prophecies, but also Yahweh Shai's name behind it, and they got to have the moral value of Yahweh Shai. You know, because you got people like Alex Jones, they know the MOTB coming, but he's not of the Lord. You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
You have your Bible belt, you know, your Christians on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edomites heavy in the Bible belt. Apostle Tahar just said that the other day. You can't claim to be a prophet if you don't have the name of the Lord, man. Who you out here warning the people about? Who you want the people to turn back to, man? You know, if you don't have the name of the Lord, you're out here prophesying for yourself, man.
Right, because he's the eye and the thigh, the beginning and the end. So we're prophesying about him in the end. That's
They've been doing it from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Bro.
Yep.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, and verse 1. It says, "Behold, my servant whom I uphold, my elect, in whom my soul delighted. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the streets." Right, because like the Lord said, this is my beloved son, whom I am greatly pleased. He said, hear ye him. He's telling it to the apostles. It says, he shall not cry nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the streets. Scripture say he made himself a man of no reputation. You know, he wasn't out here, trying to boast himself and exalt himself. He was strictly, about his father's business when he walked this earth. And it says, a bruised reed shall he not break, and a smoking flat shall he not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. Right, going to our people that was already going through it. He wasn't coming to judge them. And the circumcision that thought they knew everything, he wasn't coming to put their fire out. He was coming to judge everything aright and make sure that everybody was on point when it came to the spirit of Yahweh. And it says, verse 4.
That's a prime example on how tender and delicate we got to be with the fold, man, with the sheep, especially in situations like rebuke or something like that. Like, you got a lot of these people that take correction. Let's say correction, I like that example. That take correction to the max and try to belittle somebody, feeling that that's what you have to do to correct somebody. And that's not what you have to do. Simple correction. Show somebody where they're wrong, show them how to do better, and look for change in that pattern of behavior. And that's it. That's just it. You don't have to insult somebody's character to correct them on some form of doctrine or some form of moral value within this truth. Because you become demoralizing by trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because the bruised reed, they're going to step all on it and break it. Purposely. You know what I'm saying?
Boasting against the branches.
Boasting against the branches. That's what they would, if the Lord would give them authority, that's what they would spend their whole day doing. They wouldn't be teaching about prophecies. They wouldn't be doing none of that. They'd be walking around and going through videos seeing who they can try to destroy.
Scriptures say iron sharpens iron. We supposed to be making each other better out here. Better of use for the Lord. You out here, you just mocking. That makes you a mocker and a scoffer and a hypocrite. Cause you ain't building up your people. You ain't edifying them. You turning them away from the Lord. Like you sitting on your throne, like be gone from me, peasant. Like we don't have that power to do so. That's reserved for Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And then on top of that, it's like with that
9%.
you can't forget that we're a body. We are bodies of many members. The hand can't tell the foot like, hey, look here. You can't be doing all that. It's basically we're a body, and we all function as one cohesive unit.
Wrap it up.
You got some more number up?
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 4, it says, he shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, and the owl shall wait for his laws. All right, even because the Lord gonna put his law, statute, commandments in us, so we never gonna be able to sin again. But then the heathen gonna say, let us go up to the mountain of Jacob, to the God of Jacob, and we shall learn his ways.
But 2/3, they saying what? Cause him to cease from before us. But we waiting on it.
It's like how they told Moses.
He said, blessed are those that wait for him.
It's like it.
And I said, the Lord said, blessed are those that wait for me. We're waiting for him.
Like the one that didn't want to wait for Moses to come out off the mountain.
Yeah.
They ain't want to. They said, hey man, this Moses guy, we don't want what's become of him. What had become of the key point? What did become of him? The Most High made him look like a god in front of Pharaoh and in front of the children of Israel by leading them out of Egypt. But they didn't want what become of him.
And what did they start doing? They started worshiping the calf they was worshiping back in Egypt.
Worshiping back in Egypt.
Yeah. Let's wait until you run for that. My bad.
This is Psalms 107 and 20. He sent his word and it healed them and delivered them from their destruction. And as the Lord, he sent his word to us. We've been healed by receiving the truth, and he delivered us from this destruction we know of, and hopefully the destruction to come. He delivered us from following after these heathens, eating abominable foods and that type of destruction, and hopefully he deliver us from that second death, that spiritual destruction.
Come on, man. Can somebody get 1 John 4 and 1?
Yeah, and that second death is gonna be the missile.
This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because many false prophets are going out into the world.
God, man, many false prophets are going out into the world and to deceive many. And like what the brother Gabal brought out, they're sitting out in the midst like sheep, but they're raven and wolves. And another good way that we also prove that they're not of the Lord is by their doctrine and by the name that they're teaching and who they're coming in the name of. And it's not in the name of Yahweh and Yahushua, but it's in the name of that pagan idol, the devil. All right, you keep going on that.
Verse 2, 1 John chapter 4. Hereby know ye the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Every spirit that confesseth that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yahweh.
God, man, everyone that confesses that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua came in the flesh is of Yahweh. So it's all about those who confess that Yahushua liveth, whom the Lord risen from the dead, and the same ones that believe that he was taken up in the chariot and he's out there in the heavens and he liveth and he's coming back in these times to deliver the elect and the ones that believe in him. Come on.
Verse 3. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of Yahweh, and this is the spirit of Antichrist, whereof you have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world.
Come on, man. So they are anti-anointed, so they're against the truth. Because they confess it not. They confess of not that the Son of Yahweh, they don't kiss the Son. Right? They don't honor the Son. They don't even believe in him. They believe in the Diablo, the devil. They don't believe in the Lord, man. And it's the very same time that it was said that it was going to be in these times now. The anti-anointed against the truth.
You're gonna have a lot of these gun-ho so-called worshipers of the Lord that really, like the brother said, they worship the devil, because the worship of the devil is to not to believe the truth. Bottom line, it don't matter how many people, how many lessons and videos you do on a regular daily basis. You can do 1,000 videos a day. You can do 144,000 videos a day. That ain't gonna be that don't mean nothing, man. The Lord gonna say, depart from me, ye that worketh iniquity, man. So you have to receive the love of the truth in totality, totally, like from the beginning to the end, everything. You can't have there's any form of a lie causes the truth to become a lie. So you're gonna have a lot of people that feel like they're worshiping the Lord of Israel that really gonna realize they've been worshiping the devil the whole time, meaning they have their mind caught up in deception, because they did not, according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved, but they were all damned because they have pleasure in unrighteousness.
God, you can skip down to verse 6 real quick.
Come on. 1 John chapter 4, verse 6. We are of Yahweh. He that knoweth Yahweh heareth us. He that is not of Yahweh heareth not us.
God, man, because he that is of Yahweh heareth us, because the Lord knows who's his, and it's within the spirit, and the Lord set it up that way. Because if somebody don't have the spirit and is not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, they're not gonna receive the truth, because there's no truth in them.
And if I may add on, ultimately that's the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua speaking through us through the mouth of his prophets, man. And that scripture say, my sheep shall hear my voice. All right. So as the good shepherd is calling out to his flock through the mouth of his prophets, his sheep are going to obtain to his voice, man. You know, the sheep are only going to listen to the shepherd, all right? You know, they don't even listen to the hireling, pretty much, man. You know, if anybody comes in and try to direct the sheep and steer the sheep anywhere to go, they're not going to listen to them. They're only going to listen to the call of the shepherd, man.
Can somebody get Isaiah 8 and 20? You can finish the rest of that real quick.
It says, hereby know we Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error.
Con, man, the spirit of truth. Con.
Shalom,
Con, man, and about the spirit of truth, because the spirit of truth is gonna find those that were set up from the beginning, right, and not in the spirit of error. And the 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be in their stead, continue to follow after those lies that follow the devil. They're gonna continue to follow the devil until the end. And the Lord is going to be made, is going to make known who his chosen are, the ones that believe in Yahushua. All right, and can somebody get that Isaiah 8 and 20, and then we're going to run the
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20.
Get 5%.
It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Come on, man, because there's no light in them. They don't have the spirit of Yahweh and Yahushua. They don't believe that Yahushua liveth. They don't even believe he rose from the dead. At least not the true Yahushua. They believe in that Diablos, that false image, that false name. But in truth, that's all it's about. The truth. It's about Yahushua.
If I may add on, hey, if they don't believe in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they won't be able to understand the truth, man. Hey, he is the way of the truth, all right? He's the way, all right? So therefore, by you not believing in him, you won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to understand anything. Quick,
Yeah.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, verse 9. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. All right, so you putting your trust in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're going to understand the truth, man. All right, so therefore, hey, once again, by you believing in him, all right, you're going to be able to understand the truth. All right, why? Because hey, if you seek after him, you're going to find him, man. You know, if you chasing after righteousness, man, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's going to meet you halfway, man. You know, he's going to give you that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to freely receive, to go freely give.
God, this is 2 John in verse 9. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Yahushua have not Yahweh. He that abideth in the doctrine of Yahushua Hamashiach, he have both the Father and the Son. Just wanted to bring that out because without the true doctrine, right, without the doctrine of Yahushua, man, there's no way you're going to make it to Yahweh, man. There's no way you can worship and praise him in sincerity and in truth, man, right? Because Yahushua is that door, right, to that righteous tower, man.
John.
You got to make the box.
It's on me.
This is Psalm chapter 2 and verse 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And these false prophets out here, they trying to push the Son out the way. They ain't trying, they not trying to follow in his footsteps. They like these General Yohanas, these Bishop Nates, these false prophets out here, they want to be in the spotlight. But guess what? They're perishing from the way by doing so because they're not doing it according to what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua established.
Con. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now then we are ambassadors for Yahushua, as though Yahweh did beseech you by us. We pray you in Yahushua's stead, be reconciled to Yahweh. And I wanted to bring that out because that word ambassador goes into messengers. So the Lord has set up messengers to relay his message, to relay his testimony. He has set us up in his stead because Yahushua is not on the earth right now. So he has set up willing men in his stead to reconcile our people back unto the Father, Yahweh, man. Repent, for the kingdom is at hand, man.
Precept down this way. All right, Akkad.
This Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other name. For there is none other name under the heaven given among men where we must be saved. And I bring that out. Hey, because when you trying to introduce somebody, you want to know their name. You want these fake camps, they ain't even coming in the true name of the Lord. But they trying to act like they introducing you to somebody. If you're gonna introduce to the power, you gotta come in truth, you gotta come in the name of the Lord. What's his name? Because ain't no other, if you don't know his name, how you gonna be saved? Who you gonna call on? how you gonna get salvation? Yeah, it gotta be stamped to somebody. Hey, you going in somebody's mail and it ain't got your name on it, you gonna get it.
Return the sender.
Hey, but being in this truth is like a gated community. But being in this truth is like a gated community. You can't just pull up to the buzzer and be like, hey, I'm here for, and then you don't know what to say. Or he has many names. You can't say that. You got to have the right name. Or they going to call them people to get you out the way.
Yeah, Lord got many rejections.
God, man.
More than Matumbo.
God. And at the end of the day, it's all about the Lord's name. Because you have to have his name to have the truth. If you have the truth, you have life. And you have life, man, you have everything. You have grace, and it's amazing. Because then the Lord had made known what's to come, and how he's gonna do it, and how you can be saved from it. All right, but that concludes this lesson. I'm gonna end it there.
You got one, Mazon?
You got one?
Yeah, I guess. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 19. Doctrine unto fools is as feathers on their feet and like manacles on their right hand. And I just brought that out to back up the brother about that doctrine, man. The doctrine does matter. You know what I'm saying? The ones that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua woke up, they're going to have the breath, man. They're not just going to have the sinews, they're going to have the total package. You know, and they're going to be fully decked out with the armor of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man.
Good precept. All right, but that concludes the lesson. Any more precepts? No? All right. So we're going to end it there. We're going to close it out, giving all praises and glory to our Lord. Call. Halayim. La. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Ba'ashem. Ha. Rakah. Kodash. Ma'amah. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS, and honors to the elder of the Lions Den Camp, Ahar 1. And shalom to you brothers and sisters that watches the lessons and that still following in truth and sincerity. And we're almost out of here. Shalom.
What I do? What I do?